What I love about this is it's not just making copies. We are not just there to make copies or, do bulletin boards like in the old days. We really help, with the teacher. We assist, we try to help with behavior. We really do a lot of things that, I feel like I really do contribute to the class.
The most fulfilling part is just seeing the look on their face when they finally get something. You see the look on their face and they don't understand it, and they don't understand it. And then you try this way, and you try this way, and you try this way, and you try this way. And finally, 17 different ways later that you've explained it, the light bulb comes on and they understand. And that's the most fulfilling part of this job.
It's really the small stuff with our kids that I find the most rewarding, is those little steps that they take. And that's kind of what's kept me here, because I don't want to see those kids fall through the cracks and not get the support that they need. And have it from someone who enjoys what they're doing too.
Yeah, I agree with Lynn. Just watching him, hey, I got it. I know what I'm doing now. It's just like, wow, okay, I'm doing something right for this child.
Changes in public education have had a big impact on the various roles of people working in our schools. Personnel shortages, growing numbers of English language learners, and the rising enrollment of students with disabilities and other special needs have made the need for a dynamic school team more important than ever. In this challenging environment, paraeducators such as Michelle, Brett, Lynn, Donna, and you play an increasingly important role. In recent decades, the number of paraeducators in the United States has increased dramatically. Under federal legislation such as the Every Student Succeeds Act, or ESSA, and the Individuals with Disabilities Education Act, or IDEA, paraeducators may assist with instructing the growing number of students in our classrooms who need help, whether in small groups or as individuals. As a paraeducator, you serve a critically important role for today's students. So, who are paraeducators and what roles and responsibilities do they have in our schools? Paraeducators are school employees who work under the direction of certified or licensed staff members to assist in the providing of instruction and other services to students and their families. Para means alongside of. Like their counterparts in other professions, think paralegals or paramedics. Paraeducators support their colleagues in a variety of ways. Fundamentally, a paraeducator's job is to assist and support teacher-directed instruction. It's also common for paraeducators to live in the same community as the children and families served by the school district in which they work. And in many instances, paraeducators start out as parent volunteers because their own children are or were students at the school. If that's true in your case, you may have more to offer than you think. Because of that, you might actually have a better understanding of the community, its culture, and any non-English languages spoken in it than some of your colleagues who live outside the area. So, it's not uncommon for paraeducators to have a long history of supporting the school community. Through the years, the role of paraeducator has been known by many titles, and the terminology can still vary by school district. Other titles for this position include paraprofessional, inclusion assistant, parapro, individual student support assistant, one-to-one aide, instructional aide or assistant, support aide or assistant, educational aide or EA, educational assistant or EA, teacher's aide or TA, teacher's assistant or TA, para, or teaching assistant. In this course, we'll be using the title of paraeducator. Paraeducators can also find themselves assisting in a wide variety of capacities within schools, including but certainly not limited to areas such as educational programs, behavior programs, physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech and language therapy, early intervention and preschool programs, recreation programs, social work or case management, parent training or child find programs, vocational training programs and job coaching, playground, lunchroom or library, computer assistance, health assistance, and individual student support, also known as one-to-one instruction. Regardless of the tasks you're assigned, it's important to note that you'll be part of a team devoted to serving the best interests of students. To do your work most effectively, you'll need to understand your role in relation to that of your teammates. The roles most often include the paraeducator, who assists and supports teachers, principals, and other certified or licensed staff with a wide variety of instructional and other school-related tasks. The supervising teacher, who's a licensed educator responsible for planning, scheduling, and directing the work of paraeducators. And the administrator, most often the principal, who's responsible for interviewing, hiring, preparation, evaluation, and dismissal of paraeducators.
Welcome to this training that you're doing today. And the focus today is really on the role of a paraeducator or paraprofessional. Many districts have different terminology for this role, but throughout this training, we're going to focus on the word paraeducator. And many of you, this is a role that you've had for some time, and you're now getting training on really what to look for, what makes the success of a paraeducator. And some of you may just have accepted your job and you're beginning the next day. That happens a lot. A school may hire a paraeducator and then begin work the next day with little or no orientation. This training today that you're going to be seeing is one that will provide an overview of the role of and the importance of that role of a paraeducator and the success that we hope you will have and the journey that you'll have in this very important role as we work with children.
The goal of this course is to provide paraeducators with an overview of their roles and responsibilities as important members of the school community and to help prepare them to effectively perform assigned tasks as members of a team focused on serving students. In this course, we'll explore roles of the paraeducator, teacher and paraeducator teamwork, and performing assigned tasks. If you're ready, let's begin.